Chosen one, supernatural events will follow you. Be prepared. This message is not an ordinary one. It is not a casual word thrown into the wind. It is a declaration, a call, and a reminder that your life is not bound to the ordinary. The patterns that many live by will no longer be the patterns you follow. Instead, signs, wonders, and divine interruptions will become the rhythm of your journey. The atmosphere around you will shift, and people will begin to sense that something unexplainable is attached to you. They will wonder how doors open for you when they remain shut for others, how breakthroughs arrive for you when impossibility is the story of so many, how light surrounds you when darkness tries to suffocate others. This is the confirmation of your calling. Supernatural events will follow you, and you must be prepared. Stay with this message until the very end, because there is a release happening even as you listen, and you do not want to miss what is being poured out in this moment. Write your warmest wishes in the comments, because as you declare those wishes into the open, you energize the universe with faith and alignment. And do not forget to type 99 as a seal, because 99 is not just a number here. It is a symbol of completion, transition, and the gateway to the extraordinary. When you write your wishes and seal them with 99, you are testifying that you are ready to live in the flow of miracles. You are ready to walk in the stream of divine occurrences, and you are not afraid of the supernatural being part of your daily story. This is not just engagement. This is agreement with destiny. Now, chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And let's begin. Chosen one, let it be known to you that the supernatural does not visit you as an occasional guest. It is not a fleeting event that comes once in a lifetime and leaves you longing for another glimpse. For you, the supernatural is going to become a lifestyle. Events that others call coincidences will stack themselves so neatly in your life that you will know it is not coincidence at all. It is orchestration, a chance meeting that leads to your next breakthrough, a sudden opportunity that solves a burden you carried for years, a divine whisper that warns you just before disaster could strike. These are not accidents. These are supernatural events following you, walking behind you like a shadow that cannot detach itself from your being. They are marks of favor, signs of alignment, fingerprints of the eternal showing up in the temporary. And the more you accept this truth, the more you will see it magnified in your path. You may ask, why me? Why should supernatural events follow me? It is because you have been set apart, called into a story that is bigger than yourself. You are not here to simply survive. You are here to demonstrate what it looks like when heaven partners with earth. You are the living evidence that the extraordinary is possible in an ordinary body. Your journey has been filled with battles, not to crush you, but to refine you. Because the one who carries the supernatural cannot afford to walk untested. And now, because of those battles, you are prepared for the new dimension opening up before you. The storms you endured have made you stronger. But more than that, they have sharpened your spiritual senses. You can now see, hear, and discern the unusual movements that others ignore. That sensitivity is why the supernatural can attach itself to you. You are ready. As you step into this season, be prepared because not everyone will understand. Some will try to rationalize away what is happening to you. They will say it is luck. They will say it is chance. They will say it is manipulation. But deep down, you will know this is not chance. This is divine sequence. There is a design that has been waiting for you to arrive at this point. And now that you are here, the design is activating. Supernatural events are not for entertainment. They are for direction, confirmation, and elevation. They show you that you are in alignment. They remind you that you are not walking alone. They prove that your story is not dictated by human limitation, but by divine orchestration. When you are tempted to doubt, these events will serve as reminders that you are chosen. Think of how the supernatural alters perception. When something unexplainable happens in your life, it forces others to see you differently. Those who underestimated you will have no choice but to reconsider. Those who ignored you will begin to pay attention. Those who mocked you will have to admit that something greater surrounds you. And it is not for your ego, it is for your assignment. The supernatural events that follow you will place you in positions of influence because people are drawn to what they cannot explain. They will want to hear your voice. They will want to walk with you. They will want to touch the source of your difference. And in that moment, you will have the opportunity to guide them toward the higher truth. This is why you must be prepared not just to receive, but to handle what comes with supernatural exposure. Chosen one, let me remind you, being prepared does not mean living in fear of the unknown. It means living in expectation of the extraordinary. It means waking up every day knowing that something unusual could unfold, and instead of panicking, you celebrate it. It means cultivating your inner life so that when the supernatural knocks on your door, you are ready to open it without hesitation. Be prepared with faith so that you can see beyond the natural. Be prepared with wisdom so that you can discern the purpose behind each event. Be prepared with humility so that the spotlight does not corrupt you. Be prepared with gratitude so that every miracle becomes a testimony that multiplies into more miracles. Your preparation is the key that allows the supernatural to become not just a visitor, but a permanent resident in your life. Supernatural events will not only follow you in big dramatic ways, they will also reveal themselves in subtle details. A phone call that arrives at just the right time. A delayed bus that prevents you from being in the wrong place. A sudden idea that saves you from financial collapse. An inner nudge that leads you to someone who becomes a lifelong ally. These small things are as supernatural as the big things, and together they weave a pattern that becomes undeniable. Your life will become a living tapestry of divine signatures. And as people watch, they will see that your story cannot be explained by hard work alone, or by intelligence alone, or by connection alone. They will have to admit that something supernatural is involved. And that is the point. Your life becomes the canvas through which the higher power paints proof for all to see. You may have felt ordinary for too long, but that ends now. The mark of the supernatural is being stamped on you, and the sequence has already begun. Expect unusual opportunities. Expect sudden breakthroughs. Expect unexplainable protection. Expect divine redirections that pull you away from disaster and push you into destiny. Expect your name to be mentioned in rooms you have never entered. Expect resources to find you instead of you chasing them. Expect answers to come before you even finish forming the questions. Expect the atmosphere to shift when you walk into a space. These are not fantasies. They are the reality of the chosen. And because you are chosen, this is your portion. Supernatural events will follow you and they will not stop. Chosen one. The supernatural is not something that will arrive in your future. It is already trailing you, waiting for your awareness to catch up. The more you become conscious of it, the more you will notice patterns that once seemed invisible. You will see how one door closes only for a greater one to open moments later. You will recall how narrowly you escaped situations that could have destroyed you. And you will realize it was not luck, it was protection. You will begin to count the times when you thought you lost everything, only to discover it was a setup for something far greater. Awareness of these events does not just comfort you, it strengthens you because you realize you are walking in a reality where unseen forces are working on your behalf. And when you know this, fear begins to lose its grip on your life. Supernatural events will not only shape your personal journey, they will reshape how others interact with you. People who once doubted your path will come to you for advice, not because you demanded respect, but because they can see results around you that they cannot explain. They will say things like, "Every time I see you, something feels different." Or, "Why does it seem like everything always works out for you?" What they are sensing is not simply your effort, but the supernatural flow surrounding you. And this influence is part of your calling. Your journey was never only for you. It was designed so that your life would become a testimony that awakens the faith and hope of others. When supernatural events follow you, they become undeniable signs that point others toward the source of your strength. Be prepared for this, because influence carries responsibility. When doors open for you supernaturally, you will also be entrusted with opportunities to steward what comes through those doors. If finances flow in unusual ways, it will not be solely for your comfort, but also for your assignment to lift others. If connections appear suddenly in your life, it is not merely to build your network, but to expand your capacity to impact lives. If platforms are given to you, it is not only for you to shine, but for truth, light, and hope to be heard by those who have been waiting for a voice like yours. Supernatural events are not random gifts. They are precise alignments meant to position you. And as they follow you, you must always ask, what is this moment for? Who is this miracle supposed to reach beyond me? That question keeps you aligned and keeps you ready. Sometimes supernatural events come disguised as interruptions. You may feel inconvenienced, delayed, or redirected, only to discover that what seemed like a setback was actually a divine intervention. Chosen one, this is why you must learn to flow with the rhythm of what is happening. The supernatural will not always look glamorous at first glance. Sometimes it looks like missed opportunities. Sometimes it looks like closed doors. Sometimes it looks like being pushed out of your comfort zone. But when the pattern unfolds, you will see that it was all for your good. What others complain about, you will celebrate because you know unseen hands are guiding the sequence. To be prepared means you don't panic when the unexpected arrives. You interpret it as part of the supernatural flow. There will also be moments when supernatural events follow you in dramatic ways. Unexpected money will arrive at the exact moment of need. Strangers will appear to help you when no one else would. Enemies will plan traps that collapse under their own weight. People will attempt to block your path only to find that their opposition accelerates your rise. These moments will feel like scenes from a story too incredible to be real, but they will be undeniable. And when they happen, you will not have to argue with anyone about whether or not you are chosen. The events themselves will testify louder than words. They will be your evidence, your defense, and your validation. Chosen one. Another thing you must prepare for is the jealousy and misunderstanding that follow the supernatural. Some people cannot handle what they cannot explain. They will be uncomfortable around you, not because you harmed them, but because your life exposes the limitations of their beliefs. They may whisper, they may mock, they may even try to dismiss what happens to you. But their denial does not stop the truth. The supernatural cannot be cancelled by the disbelief of others. Their eyes may be closed, but your life will remain a living demonstration of what happens when destiny is activated. Do not waste your energy trying to convince them. Focus on the journey ahead, because every moment you spend defending your reality is a moment you could be embracing the next miracle. Supernatural events will also demand that you grow in trust. You will often not know how things will unfold, only that they will. The details may remain hidden, but the outcome will always be in your favor. Trust becomes your greatest preparation, because when logic cannot explain the steps, only faith can carry you forward. You may find yourself standing in places where nothing makes sense in the natural, but you will still feel peace. That peace is your confirmation. The supernatural does not require you to understand. It requires you to align. The more you let go of control, the easier it becomes to flow with what is already orchestrated for you. And as you do, the path clears, the doors open, and the miracles follow without interruption. You will notice that supernatural events do not come only to solve problems. They also come to accelerate destiny. What should take years will happen in months. What should take months will happen in days. What others struggle for a lifetime to achieve will be handed to you in a moment of divine timing. This is not unfair. It is favor. It is the reward of being positioned, of enduring the process, of staying faithful when quitting would have been easier. Favor is not random. It is targeted. And when it lands on you, everything changes. Be prepared, because when the supernatural accelerates your life, you must move with the speed of your breakthrough. If you hesitate, you can miss the timing. But if you flow, you will accomplish more in one season than some do in a lifetime. Chosen one, let me emphasize this. Supernatural events will follow you not just for a season, but for your lifetime. This is not a temporary visitation. It is a permanent shift. You are entering a life where the extraordinary becomes ordinary, where miracles are not rare but regular, where divine patterns are not occasional but constant. And the more you accept this truth, the stronger it becomes in your reality. You must reprogram your mind to stop expecting disaster and start expecting breakthrough. Stop waiting for the next crisis and start waiting for the next miracle. Stop believing that loss is inevitable and start believing that gain is your portion. The supernatural follows you, and your mindset must align with that fact. Be prepared, because this is only the beginning. Greater events are still ahead. What you have seen so far is only a preview. The full story is still unfolding, and the world will be astonished by how it ends. You will walk into rooms you never thought you would enter. You will see victories that once felt impossible. You will experience interventions that prove you are not alone. You will realize that every step of your journey has been guided by something far greater than chance. And when you look back, you will see the thread of the supernatural woven through your entire story. That is why you must hold your head high, keep your faith strong, and stay ready, because supernatural events will follow you always. Chosen one. When supernatural events begin to surround your daily life, one of the first shifts you will notice is how time bends in your favor. Things that should take years will happen with such speed that it will leave people astonished. Processes will accelerate. Approvals will come faster. Opportunities will arrive before you even finish preparing for them. This acceleration is one of the clearest signs that the supernatural has attached itself to you. It is as though invisible hands push you forward when others are struggling to move an inch. The reason is simple. Your timeline is no longer human. It has been touched by divine timing. You are walking in a rhythm that is out of sync with the ordinary. And because of that, you must be prepared for unusual speed. This acceleration will not only apply to outward circumstances, but also to your inner growth. Lessons that once took you years to understand will suddenly click in moments. Clarity will replace confusion. Wisdom will flow through you in conversations. And people will wonder how you gained such deep understanding. The truth is that supernatural events do not only move objects and circumstances, they also move your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. You will grow into someone far beyond who you imagined, not because you forced it, but because the supernatural matured you at a rate that is impossible in the natural. Be prepared for this growth, because it may feel overwhelming at times, but remember, it is not destruction. It is expansion. There will be days when you sense a strong presence guiding you toward decisions. You will find yourself saying yes to things you once feared and no to things you once clung to. The supernatural will align your desires with your destiny. This is why you may notice yourself losing interest in certain circles, conversations, or habits. It is not because you are better than anyone else, but because your spirit has outgrown what no longer belongs to your story. And as you release the unnecessary supernatural events, will open space for what truly matters. The right people will appear. The right opportunities will surface and the right doors will swing open. You will not have to chase what is aligned with you. It will come running to you. Chosen one, be aware that supernatural events often carry layers of meaning. What seems like a small shift may hold great significance. A delay in your schedule may prevent you from danger. A stranger's kindness may be the first thread of a destiny-altering relationship. A dream may be more than just a dream. It may be a coded message of preparation. Do not dismiss what feels subtle, because in the supernatural, subtlety often holds more power than spectacle. You must learn to pay attention, to listen closely, and to discern beyond the surface. The prepared one is not only ready for big miracles, but also alert enough to notice the quiet signs. As supernatural events follow you, you will also find that resistance will rise. The extraordinary often provokes opposition because the forces that cannot match it will try to contain it. People may become suspicious of you not because of what you've done, but because they cannot understand what follows you. Systems may try to limit you, not because you lack ability, but because you are breaking out of their control. Challenges may appear suddenly, but they will never defeat you because every resistance is only proof that something greater is on its way. Opposition is a signpost that you are stepping into dimensions that not everyone can access. Instead of fearing resistance, you must recognize it as confirmation. The supernatural does not attract silence, it attracts noise. And the louder the noise, the greater the evidence that you are walking in alignment. Be prepared also for the way supernatural events will reorder your relationships. Some people will be drawn closer to you, not because they want something from you, but because they can sense destiny flowing from you. Others will drift away because the energy around you exposes what they are not ready to face. Do not mourn the ones who leave. Their departure is part of the preparation. The supernatural does not tolerate dead weight, and sometimes it will rearrange your circle for your protection. Those who remain will be those who can handle your rise, who can celebrate your breakthrough, who can grow alongside you without envy. The ones who exit were never meant to carry the weight of where you are going. Another key reality is that supernatural events often arrive disguised as ordinary opportunities. A job offer may look small, but may carry hidden doors inside it. A conversation may feel casual, but may plant seeds that later grow into life-changing outcomes. A journey you didn't plan to take may become the road that leads to your greatest breakthrough. Chosen one, you must stop underestimating the seemingly small things. In the realm of the supernatural, the small can carry the weight of the monumental. That is why you must stay alert. The supernatural is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet, waiting for those who can see beyond the obvious. Chosen one, the supernatural will also reframe how you see setbacks. Where others see failure, you will see training. Where others see loss, you will see redirection. Where others see endings, you will see beginnings. This perspective is not forced. It is gifted to you because of the events that follow you. You will start to realize that nothing in your life is wasted because every piece, even the painful ones, fits into the larger design. This is why you must be prepared mentally and emotionally. Do not collapse under temporary disappointments because they are only stepping stones. Your life is unfolding in supernatural rhythm, and what looks like defeat today may turn into your greatest testimony tomorrow. Be prepared also for supernatural provision. This is not about chasing after resources. It is about resources chasing after you. Opportunities will find you. Support will locate you. Finances will appear when you need them most. Ideas that generate abundance will drop into your spirit. And when they do, you must move with courage. Provision is not always physical. Sometimes it is mental. Sometimes relational. Sometimes spiritual. But whatever form it takes, it will arrive. The supernatural is not random. It is intentional. If you are chosen, you will never lack what is necessary for your mission. You may not always have everything you want, but you will always have everything you need. And often, you will find yourself receiving more than enough. Chosen one, remember this: supernatural events are not occasional sparks in your life. They are your inheritance. They are signs that you are never meant to walk this journey alone. They are evidence that the unseen is more real than what your eyes can capture. They are reminders that you are protected, guided, and propelled by forces beyond explanation. And as you continue to live with this awareness, your life will become a constant testimony that awakens others. They will see you rise when they expected you to fall. They will see you thrive when they thought you would collapse. They will see you celebrated when they believed you would be forgotten. This is the reality of one who is followed by the supernatural. The supernatural does not only bring events, it brings responsibility. You will be entrusted with influence, resources, and platforms that must be handled with wisdom. You cannot treat miracles as toys or breakthroughs as trophies. They are tools for your mission, fuel for your destiny, and proof of a higher order. The more prepared you are to handle them, the greater the flow will be. If you remain humble, grateful, and faithful, the supernatural will not just follow you. It will multiply around you. Others will begin to experience it simply by being in your presence. And when that happens, you will know that you are truly living in your assignment, chosen one. As the supernatural continues to follow you, something greater begins to unfold. It starts to overflow from your life into the lives of others. This is where the extraordinary becomes contagious. You will notice that people around you begin to experience unusual events simply because they are connected to you. Blessings will pour onto your family, not because they chase them, but because they are aligned with you. Opportunities will show up for your friends, not because of coincidence, but because the energy you carry attracts miracles into their space as well. This overflow is one of the clearest signs that you have shifted into a higher dimension. The supernatural is not just following you, it is spilling over and creating ripples everywhere you step. This overflow will sometimes appear in small ways at first. Someone may say to you, "Ever since I met you, things have started to improve in my life." Another might say, "Your words shifted how I saw everything." Even without you realizing it, Your presence will shift the atmosphere in rooms you walk into. What you carry will change the vibration of spaces, silencing chaos and opening pathways for clarity. This is why you must remain prepared and conscious. Your life is no longer only about you. The supernatural events that follow you are assignments, and their reach is larger than your personal world. You are a vessel, a channel, a carrier of breakthrough that moves beyond your own hands. Chosen one, you will see how supernatural events also create alignment. People who are lost will find direction just by crossing paths with you. Those who are uncertain will gain clarity through your example. Those who are struggling will receive sudden provision, and they will not be able to explain how it arrived. They may not know it, but it will be because the supernatural energy surrounding you has shifted the balance in their favor. This is why your preparation must include not only faith, but also responsibility. You must handle your influence with integrity, because the overflow touches lives you may never fully see. One word from you could unlock someone's confidence. One gesture of kindness could redirect someone's destiny. One simple action could become a miracle in another person's life. As this overflow intensifies, you may also notice that environments themselves respond to you. The atmosphere in a room may feel lighter when you arrive. Tension may dissolve when you open your mouth. Joy may spread when you simply smile. These are not ordinary occurrences. They are supernatural indicators that your presence is carrying something larger than yourself. This is what happens when you live in alignment. You become a walking event, a living miracle, a moving point of transformation. People may not always understand why they feel different around you, but they will not be able to deny that they do. This is the evidence that the supernatural is not just following you, it is radiating through you. But you must also be prepared for the weight of this overflow. Not everyone will embrace it. Some will resist it because it makes them uncomfortable with their own stagnation. Some will try to exploit it because they think they can manipulate what you carry. Others will misunderstand it, thinking it is about luck or charm when it is truly about destiny. Do not allow their reactions to change your posture. The supernatural is not for validation, it is for transformation. Your role is not to prove it to anyone, but to walk in it faithfully. Those who are meant to benefit will receive from it, and those who cannot handle it will fade away. There will come moments when the overflow becomes undeniable. Crowds may gather not because you ask them to, but because the events following you attract attention. Opportunities will multiply, not because you sought them, but because the energy you carry draws them in. Protection will extend even to those close to you, shielding them from harm because of their connection to your journey. These undeniable moments will be markers, reminders that you are living in a reality far beyond the ordinary. They will show you that you are not just experiencing the supernatural, you have become a source of it. This overflow will also affect the way you speak. Words you release will carry unusual weight. A simple encouragement will feel like a prophecy. A casual conversation will unlock solutions for someone else's deepest problems. You will notice people saying things like, "You have no idea how much that meant to me," or "What you said changed everything for me." Do not take these moments lightly. The supernatural uses your words to heal, guide, and awaken. Your preparation must include guarding your tongue because every word you speak can now shift atmospheres. Silence will be as powerful as speech, and wisdom will teach you when to release words and when to withhold them. Chosen one, as supernatural events overflow from you, expect miracles to multiply in ways that make no sense. You will touch one area and it will flourish. You will step into one situation and it will transform. You will encounter obstacles, but instead of being blocked, you will find hidden pathways no one else could see. This is because the supernatural is not limited to one part of your life. It spreads into every corner, expanding, growing, multiplying. And those who witness it will begin to realize that you are not ordinary, that what surrounds you is not human, that your story has been marked by something greater. And this realization will not only change how they see you, but also how they see themselves. Many will be inspired to believe that if it can happen for you, it can happen for them too. This is why you must stay rooted in humility and strength. The overflow is powerful, but it is also delicate. If you lose sight of why you carry it, pride can corrupt it. If you let fear control you, hesitation can block it. But if you remain steady, grateful, faithful, and ready, the overflow will continue without interruption. You will not only walk in miracles, you will become the reason others walk in them as well. That is the highest calling. Not only to be blessed, but to be a blessing. Not only to receive supernatural events, but to be the source through which they spread. This is the destiny of one who is chosen. Chosen one. As the supernatural continues to overflow in your life, the next dimension is permanence. No longer will miracles feel like sudden bursts that appear and then disappear. No longer will you think of breakthroughs as rare seasons separated by long droughts. Instead, you will live in a constant atmosphere where the supernatural becomes the standard. This is not a temporary visitation. It is a permanent habitation. It means that everywhere you go, whatever you do, and whoever you connect with, the extraordinary is woven into your reality. You will not have to chase after miracles. They will surround you. You will not have to beg for favor. It will cling to you like your very skin. Permanence is the mark of maturity in the supernatural, and it is where you are being led. This permanence will show itself in many ways. You will notice that unusual provision becomes natural for you. Instead of waiting anxiously for help, you will find that resources consistently arrive before you even ask. Instead of fearing loss, you will trust in the flow, because the supernatural has proven itself reliable in your story. You will begin to expect miracles daily, not in arrogance, but in alignment, because you understand that it is not a random occurrence. It is part of your design. This expectation will reshape your energy. You will walk with confidence, speak with authority, and act with boldness, because you know the supernatural is no longer a guest in your life. It is home.